Morning. We're slightly different. So Kelly and I, my name is Rachel, Kelly, we're both advisors with the Careers and Employment Service. So we don't lecture, we're not academics, but we have lots of contact with students. We wanted to talk about social media, which is what Kelly and I work with students a lot on in relation to their employability, obviously, and focusing on LinkedIn. So I think one thing that's been common to a lot of the speakers today has been about engaging students through the real world, contact with the real world, giving them real world examples. A lot of what we talk about when you do careers work is often quite abstract, trying to get students to project themselves forward in their lives and think about what they might like to do. And for us, LinkedIn offers, it's already been mentioned by David, very pleased to hear that straight away. LinkedIn offers us a way to connect our students with the real world, to help them start to think forwards and start to make connections. So we just want to talk a bit about some of the features that we talk to students about that LinkedIn has. You may be aware of these, you may not. We think there's quite a lot of potential for LinkedIn that you could potentially use in any employability related work that you do. So, first of all, the subtitle of this was Reflect and Connect. So the reflect part of this. For me, one of the big benefits of LinkedIn, asking my students to do a LinkedIn profile, is it's like doing a good CV. I know a lot of us ask students to do CVs as part of the module, it's a bit of a tick list exercise, checklists. But to do it well, to do a good profile, to do a good CV, we need to ask our students to reflect across their whole lives. The sort of different headings here are some of the things that, some of the areas that students can populate on their profile, their LinkedIn profile. If you've got a LinkedIn profile, this will all mean something to you. So a good profile, and we know from employers this is what they want. They want our students to be thinking about their courses, their skills, and developing their courses, their knowledge, but they also want to hear from them about work experience. What are they doing? Are they in the workplace? What types of things are they doing? Are they doing any volunteering? Are they part of any societies and clubs? Good LinkedIn profile is going to give students lots of space to start to put information. For me, what we should be doing is asking our level 4 students to start to develop a LinkedIn profile. Really getting them thinking that this is something that there are people in the outside world with a profile. This is your start. It's something that they can start to develop as they go through their course. So that's the reflect part of it. It's a tool, a real tool that I think we can use to start students reflect on what they have to offer, where they want to go. Next go. Am I pointing this in? Is the connect part. For a lot of people, the connect part, I think, is harder. Once you've got a good profile, what do you then do? Why do you connect with people? We talk to students about this, about the benefits of connecting with people who they know, first of all, their first connections, that then opens up to them what their wider network. They can then start to see who the people they know are connected with. Their second connections. Are there people there who are doing jobs that they're interested in, or are in career areas that they might want to find out more about? The potential is huge. It takes a bit of courage to start to do that, but there's huge potential for our students, especially students here who don't necessarily have a big professional network themselves. This is how you can start to talk to them about why you might want to start making connections and how you might start using them. Okay, hand over to Kelly. She's going to talk a bit about Alumni, a particular tool that you could potentially use.
So I'm going to talk you a quick demonstration of the Alumni feature, which is on LinkedIn. And what this does, just to show you where you can find it on LinkedIn, is it collates all the profiles of a particular institution. So you can see the Sheffield Hallam University at the time this screencast was made, over 67 profiles at current and graduates from Sheffield Hallam University. And you can search this information from where people are currently located, the place that they work, the area they're working in, what they studied, and what they're skilled at, the skills that they've put in their profile. And you can navigate this area. Perhaps you might want to try and find some marketing students, marketing graduates. We can see we've narrowed that down to just over 4,000 students there. You get some examples then of people on LinkedIn and what they're doing now, perhaps 4 or 5 years, 10 years, 15 years after graduation. So again, it's about connecting them to the real world. What happens once you have left your course? So in thinking about how you might want to use this information, or a student might want to use information, in terms of how you might want to use this information, you might potentially use this to source guest speakers for lectures. So getting a guest speaker in who's graduated 10, 15 years ago, getting them to talk about their journey. And what I use it for primarily with students is to challenge perceptions of what you can go on to achieve after you've graduated. So a student who might say, well, I don't know why, but I've always had this sense that I want to go and work in Berlin after I finish my course. But I bet no one from my course wants to work in Berlin. Well, I can challenge that perception. I have to go home before starting the second year of my course. There's no opportunity for me to network in my hometown, because I live in a little hometown, and there'll be no one from Sheffield home there. There's no one working in graphic design in my hometown. LinkedIn helps you to challenge those perceptions.
You've got 1 minute.
So more about groups here. There's a vast array of groups on LinkedIn. I don't know if anybody in this room is using within their course perhaps Facebook groups in terms of connecting with students. We kind of encourage people to perhaps explore the use of groups on LinkedIn for particular courses and modules. It's something that I work primarily in Sheffield Business School, and we've got some modules, employability modules, that's at level 5, where the course leaders put together a LinkedIn group. And you might want to invite people into the group who are sort of professionally working in that area. And it's a good way of introducing students to LinkedIn and how they can use it professionally. And it's a great way for them to connect with other professionals and get that real life information.
And a quick whiz through a couple of the things where you could use it. You can find companies, organisations, students looking for work experience. Brilliant place to start. So I just put in theatre, film set design, brings up the local ones first.
Thank you.